there is nothing that directly talks about that, but what you can do is look at the document that you signed when you moved in and what it allows. And if they are moving, if they're trying to change something in the park, every resident has the right to vote on that. And every resident has a right to say, okay, we support this, but not if you don't do X, Y, Z. So,
there's not another area available, it's just not as pristine.
right.
And so therefore the owners would not going to go to the next place. And we really were hoping for some strong legal or more rational grounds to stand up. Thank you.
Yes, and as a dog lover myself, that you should not be close to food and whatnot, because I also know that not all dog lovers are created equal. They don't all pick up after their dogs. So I understand. One more question. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Trisha, and again, thank you for being here. But I am glad that we're trying to fight rent control. I think it's very needed here with all the mobile homeowners. At the same time, I wanted to see if there's a lot of space. Why is it that our mobile home park, our basically Rubina, where I get started mobile, why is it that they charge me for taxes, but then they charge me for taxes for the mobile home park? And every time they feel like, at least my mobile home park, they just throw, some kind of taxes in there for their part, so we can pay, and later on when we complain about it, they never give us back our money after we've already paid. I called and they told me that that's legal, that I'm supposed to pay my taxes, but then the park taxes. So I'm kind of confused. At the same time, like what the lady said over there, when I try to talk to them, they change the rules about the clubhouse, whatever. They change it. We never get to vote. We never get to even know about it because we have a lot of managers coming in, and as soon as one manager comes in, they want the perfect house, the perfect parking, and they will fix their house and their parking and whatever they want, office, whatever, but it's taking money out of our pockets. And
Yes.
we never even vote for it.
So the questions about taxes and if they get raised and whatnot, what I would like you to do is if you have a copy of your bill, send it to us so that we can look at it. Some are legit, some are not legit. Sometimes I know residents have told me that they just have a fee added and they don't know where that fee came from. If you ever have a question on something you're getting from your mobile home park or manufactured home park, feel free to make a copy of it, just, scan it, take a picture, send it to us. We'd be happy to look at it for you. All right. I could go on for days, and I promise I'll have another mobile and manufactured home town hall in the near future because I really do feel passionate about where you all live. We won't fix it all, and we haven't fixed it in the 4 years I've been here, but hopefully I have another 4 years. We're just going to keep trying to do better. And I thank you for what you do and coming and being involved and voicing your opinion. And please, 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 don't hesitate to call my office because we do have Eric Guerra, who is very good on all of these issues, and he's younger. I'm not going to wear him out like I was first time. So, thank you for having me.
I really appreciate that. Anybody needs to take a little break, help yourself. I have the pleasure now of introducing you to Assembly Member Freddie Rodriguez. I just got here just in time, so I'll defer now to Mr. Rodriguez, Assembly Member Rodriguez.
Welcome to the 52nd Assembly District. Obviously, the district I represent is Ontario, Chino, Montclair, Pomona. Pomona is the city I was born and raised, and a little bit of a Fontana. So I'm glad to be here amongst yourselves to learn about some of the issues and concerns we're facing. I want to thank the Senator also for being here as well. We're a tag team, we work together in South America. And it's a real point, I'm hearing the word over the rent control issues, right? The additional taxes and fees, why they're occurring. And hearing a little bit when I got here, it's something that, I'm going to look forward to working with the Senator on this, to see what we can do at the state level, because a lot of this isn't controlled at the local levels. And one thing going forward, she said, you know how big it would be if all you folks like this would go together to your city council meetings and advocate why these increases are happening to us, on fixed incomes. It's huge. It's huge. It kind of reminds me when I first got elected in office. This was not something I planned to do with my life. I got involved in a park issue in the city of Pomona.
Let me also tell you.
Many years ago, right? Right across the street from my house. stopped due to a lack of funding next year. So me and my bright ideas, I started calling City Hall.
Call him post
And
haste.
guess what? Probably just like, probably some of you get the runaround. Or you got to call this person, you got to leave a message here, there, everywhere. And nobody calls you back. Right? This happened to me, and this was like in 2005, 2006. So the more people ignored me, the more persistent I got. Okay? Because it's like, you know, I'm just trying to reach out to my local mayor, city council, people that we vote for, or right, every election year you're going to get all this, oh, vote for me, I'm the best choice, I'm for, you know, our future generations of kids. And here, I'm just asking for a question. Can somebody tell me what you're about? So once again, persistence, persistence. And I was leaving up to 5 messages a day. I'm writing letters, emails. So much so that they still ignored me, but it didn't stop me. I started writing letters to the editor, my daily bulletin. So much so they took a story, they wrote a story on it. And it was years ago, you know, come on and ask for a park. Front page article. Why am I advocating for a park? I'm frustrated because I'm telling you that. This is a park our kids should be raised and going that way. All parks, going out, we should get our kids involved in sports, extracurricular activities, right? And so much so at the end when they did that, I was doing a petition. I was like on my last leg, right? Something like you folks should do if it's that impassioned to you. I get a petition of people that live around the park. There's like 300 signatures. I took those to a city councilman. And oh my God, it's like, oh my God, that's that pretty Rodriguez, right? I go, yeah, but I shouldn't have to come to this extreme. Come to city council meeting, but now like 300 signatures. All of us advocating for a park. And with that, that made me feel that, okay, this person has a real issue. He's coming to us now. And at the time, I talked with the mayor right after a follow-up and talked about the African Youth Park. So much so that I told her, you know, Mayor, as I'm talking to folks about this issue, they tell me I should run for office. I had no idea about, you know, running for politics. I don't know if you know a little bit about me. I work for the ambulance industry. EMS is my number one thing I've done for pretty much my whole life. And I would tell folks, all I know is I'm going to help people in the time of need. Right? When they call 911, I'm showing up at your house, your workplace, the side of the road, to help you. Little did I know that experience helping people would transition to anyone from office. Well, guess what? I'm helping people too. There might not be that emergency room and a die right away, but people like I'm here, you guys have an issue, you guys have a problem that we need to fix. Whether it's increased taxes, or rent, or the other issues you guys are facing that just a little bit of background got in. That's why I tell you, stay persistent. But we're back to that issue of the park. I ran for office, all about a park. And guess what? Nobody thought I could ever win. Because I was just some kid from South Pomona, had no political background or support. And I gained a 14-year incumbent the first time I ever ran for office. So I tell folks that story of being persistent, advocating for an issue, can take you to the Capitol. It can take me, right? How do I ever know? Advocating for a park, got me elected city council, it got me to our state capitol. But rest assured, I know what it feels like to be ignored. That's why I tell folks in my staff that as long as I'm in office, we cannot ignore people. Whether, no matter what type of issue or concern they have, let's address it, let's help them. And if me or my office can't, let's give them the person they can. Because sometimes we don't have all the answers, right? But I think working together, being advocates, coming to events like this, we can learn from one another. And we can talk about how do we make things better. Who do we need to go to? Who to talk to? Just like somebody talked about at the federal level regarding the Social Security or something, about her addressing something like that. I didn't know that either. But come to these organizations, come to these meetings. It's really important that we stay informed and help one another, right? Whether you live in Pomona or somebody talking about Covina, we're all in this together, right? And speaking of mobile homes, my sister just recently moved into a mobile home park here in Laverne here about a month ago, or I'm sorry, about a year ago. And seeing how well taken care of where she's at, it's like, you know, this isn't a bad place after all. You know, it's really open, and the people that live there, and the things that they do, the activities, it's really good for her, and probably a lot of other folks, right? But it's more important now than ever that we stick together. You know, we see how things are happening around this nation and the state, how we can better be involved and communicate, and really helping one another, right? Because like I said, we don't have all the answers. But feel free, like the senator said, call our offices. We want to hear from you, because if we don't, we think things are are okay, right? Sometimes we're all over the place, we have a lot of complaints. But if it's something, like I said, if it's that important to you, where you live or where you represent, call us. Like I said, I was calling people 5 times, 10 times a day for an issue. I want somebody to call me because I have an important issue. That's how I figured you folks should do this. It's that important to you. It's important to probably many hundreds of other folks throughout the state. So with that, like I said, I really appreciate you being here. It's an honor to be amongst yourselves and talk about the issues and concerns. And real quick, one thing, being in Ontario, I don't know if the Senator may have talked about it. We teamed up together last year to bring $35 million to the city of Ontario for a Transform the Care community climate change fund. And part of that funding is going to come from over housing in the city. So those are partnerships we can work together in, right, to bring those type of resources. And then I was thinking it was about 2 years ago, I don't know if anybody is familiar with the issue that the Fairplex, their CEO was making close to $1 million. And at the Fairplex here in Pomona, they have a mobile home park. And I called for a state audit. And guess what, that audit not only found out that obviously this CEO was making millions of dollars out of all the county fairs in the state of California. He was the only one making $1 million. And everybody else, the CEOs of fairs, were making less than half of that, like $300,000-400,000. But not to mention they had a mobile home park. They had a lot of issues. My audit, when they went to audit the fair, they started auditing the mobile home complex, right? Because it was part of the fair. And guess what they found? A lot of issues that were not being addressed. Broken water lines, sewer lines, that people in that park were advocating to fix. And there was years they didn't fix. But guess what? Now they did an audit. Now all of a sudden they're starting to fix them. It shouldn't be that way, folks. It shouldn't be that way. And I didn't even know they were having those issues. So that goes once again to these people. Maybe they feel that politicians aren't going to listen because we've been facing this issue for the past 5-10 years. Things are different now. You cannot wait. We've got to take action amongst ourselves, just like I did for a march. Right? So with that, just wanted to let you folks know a little bit what I've done and how we can work together, we can bring results. I know somebody's over there. Have a hand up for a question.
Seeing as you're in the same slot, I just wanted to, somebody talked about they going to the city to try to change the rate thing. Well, the problem is, it's in the accord, and apparently I was told we can't change the accord. So it's
What is it? I'm not familiar.
the accord, it's the agreement between the city and the owner and the residents.
Sort of like a city broker long-term
Our owners
lease.
and residents and city.
Well, that's something we need to really find out to see if that's true when we go advocate for our citizens. Let us know, and then follow up with us. Maybe if that's true at the city, but what can we do at the state level? Right now, I don't know.
Well, somebody, when I talked about that 15%, somebody said, oh, it's vacancy. But it's not, because we paid they say whether we're there or not while it's being sold. So that reason that 15% increase means nothing.
But that's something, obviously, I'm going to follow with the senator to see if there's something we can do on our end, because that doesn't seem right now. But, you know, let's get some answers from other folks that can see if there's something we can do legislatively. Sometimes, you know, the state shouldn't get involved in local level stuff because we can make it worse, right? But if that's something we can do to make it better, let's do it. I'm for it. You got a question?
The accord that she's speaking of, because I thought every mobile home, we all thought every mobile home was in rent control, because we are. And that's why you didn't understand the first term of the accord, because when you go into rent control, you partner up with your mobile homes with your city, they call it an accord. Please work in a partnership with us. I'm in the same mobile home partnership, so that's why I began with that. Yeah, we have 7 of ours. There's 7 mobile home parks in San Marcos. And we did it with our city. So our city helped control it. And it's 7 mobile home parks. But all 7 always have to be on board, and it's almost impossible. But for our control, they can't do things they got run by our board. Our parks and rancho with the city. Keep our building.
That's interesting. Okay, I can see, right? Yeah. It's depending where you live.
Well, it's essentially a city brokered long-term lease.
Sort of, but they call it rent control. They tell us it's our.
Well, any lease limits rent increases, but most of the leases are unconscionable and have pass-through clauses and everything. So there's some benefit of
And then it comes to an agreement as to how much the owners of those parks can raise your rent. A minimum of 3% per year to 9% per year.
That's
Now,
not talking about the 50.
we're not talking about the 15% rate increase when you go to sell your home. What's happening is 15% keeps you from selling your home because I am paying $992 a month for my space. Okay? It is going to go up 3% in December. If I decide I want to sell my home, it goes up another 15% on top of that. And if they buy in the middle of the year, say June, like I did, it went up 15%. And in December, your rent increase comes around, it's 3%. You tell that to a prospective buyer, you are not going to sell your home. We are in a catch-22. We have to pay our rent, otherwise they take our rent, our home from us, okay? And if we can't afford the rent, they take the home. We get nothing for our home. Just because they own that lot of land. That is not right.
That's called economic eviction. That's what that's called.
Yes,
I agree.
and if we get sick or die, and a certain person is not put on your title or in your rent agreement, they will not accept the rent on the property so that they can take your home. Whether or not it goes to an estate or a will, they will not wait for probate. You have not paid your rent, they will take that home. That's why they want a copy of your title so that they know they can put a lien on that home and take it from you. What's happening here is not right. We are seniors. We don't get 3% a year. We don't get 3% on our interest, on our money. We don't make that kind of money. And they are making well over 75% profit